Hey guys, it's Ben with Functional Chiropractic Rehab, coming to you today with some info about car accidents and pain after car accidents. So before we get started, let me introduce our special guest. This is Chris Willard. He is an insurance agent with Farmers, and he's a bit of a car accident expert when it comes to being in a car accident and then recovering from it and dealing with other people in car accidents. So we're going to ask him a few questions today. Chris, do you want to just give everybody a little bit about yourself,
Yeah.
where your office is at, everything?
Chris Willard, Farmers Insurance, the Chris Willard Agency, right next door to you, so convenient to get to, right next door to Functional Chiropractic Rehab. We're right across the parking lot from Panera here in Mankato Ford back behind us, so up in this Highway 22 Madison Avenue area.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go through just a few basic questions we had, and some of these are from patients that have been in before. They've been in an accident and they're like, man, I don't know how to handle that, so it's nice to ask an agent. Okay, just really basic. Let's say, you've been in a car accident. Where do you start? What's the next step?
Generally what I tell people is if you have an agent, that's who you call first. So call me, not the 800 number on your card or something like that. Because when you call an 800 number, you're getting a random person. And quite frankly, sometimes you get somebody in different states and they don't even necessarily know how things are handled in each state. So always call your agent immediately. That's what I tell my clients. Call me immediately and let's go from there. My first question always with any type of accident is, well, was anybody injured? Because damage to vehicles and stuff like that, whatever. You can take care of all of that type of stuff, but it always comes down to, was anybody injured? That is the biggest thing. And then from there, obviously, if they say yes, that there are injuries or they themselves are feeling injured, we immediately get that claim started. Minnesota is what's called a no-fault state.
Yeah.
And basically, a lot of people assume that means if you hit me, that you're not necessarily at fault. We're both just going to take care of it.
All the time too, where people are leery about going in to get care because they think no fault state. Well, I'm going to do this anyway.
Yeah, no, and that's not what no fault in the state of Minnesota means. Is that if I am injured in an accident, regardless of who's at fault, and regardless of how at fault somebody else might have been, the first initial medical bills, as well as things like lost wages and things like that, will come back on my own personal auto policy. It's what's called personal injury protection.
Sure.
It's a requirement that it's on every Minnesota auto insurance policy that exists. So again, now if we're driving down the road and you hit me, it doesn't matter how hard you hit me or whatever. If I'm having pain, injury, soreness, things like that, I'm going to file a claim initially on mine, on my policy, and I'm going to, go get whatever help I might need coming to you.
Yeah.
And essentially, those medical bills initially, up to the first $20,000, are going to be covered by my personal auto policy.
Yeah, that's great.
For the injuries in that accident.
Yeah, that's awesome to know. Does that also apply? Like, say you're in that accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance. Your own insurance still covering you. You're good to go in and get care as needed.
Absolutely, because like I said, the first $20,000 of medical bills, as well as essentially $20,000 of lost wages, is what I explain to my clients.
Yeah,
comes to my own policy first, regardless of what somebody else has.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that helps a ton. Okay, so a couple other questions that people have had for you. Let's say hypothetical here. My uncle's driving my car. He's in a car accident.
Yeah.
Does my insurance take care of him? Does he need to contact you if you're my agent, or he contacts his own insurance, or how do those things work?
And this is where, just to keep it simple and everything, is what I tell people is, if your uncle has insurance, he's going to file his, and you're also going to end up filing it on your policy,
Sure.
And then you're going to let the two insurance companies figure it out from there, because there are instances where all of a sudden, one goes, well, yeah, we're paying it, but now we're going to go back and get it over here. So it's one of those things I tell people, just get yourself taken care of.
Yeah.
Because somewhere it's going to be taken care of.
Well, and that's a point. I always notice it's nice to have an actual agent and not the 800 number for that kind of situation.
Absolutely.
Things get a little messy. There's somebody that's their dedicated job is to deal with those things and get it taken care of.
Absolutely, and with claims, there's a lot of instances where I'm telling my clients, hey, we're going to let the claims adjusters be the ones to work through this and everything, but I'm going to hold your hand on it.
Yeah, that's great.
So, if you have questions, you have that one person you can go to, as opposed to, like I said, you call an 800 number and you get some random person.
Yeah,
and I've even had it where I had a situation about a year ago where all of a sudden a claims rep was telling my client one thing, and And I'm on the phone with them immediately going, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it is. And I was explaining to them, all of a sudden they went, oh, wait, you're in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm in California. I shouldn't have gotten this call.
Yeah, sure, totally different.
You know?
Yeah,
Totally different laws.
yeah, no, that's a huge advantage for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet, okay, that's great. How about, another question that we hear all the time, and this one, people will walk into us and they're like, man, I was in a car accident 4 days ago, my neck's killing me now.
Yeah.
At the time of the accident, it wasn't really bugging me all that bad, so I don't think this can go on my insurance. And we usually kind of advise them, hey, talk to your agent, see if they can open a claim for you. How does that kind of thing work as far as reporting that injury, getting in when you need to?
You don't have to file a claim immediately.
Okay.
Generally, there is a extended period of time that you have to actually file the claim.
Awesome.
Now, likewise, obviously, if you all of a sudden, you know, the longer you wait,
Sure.
the more questions they're going to ask.
Yeah.
But if it's reasonable that that's what it came from, or that was the cause of that,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're not going to have any real issues.
I can tell you from a medical side, you know, if they pull my records, it is really helpful if someone's in sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So when you start to notice, maybe something's a little wrong here, go in,
Right.
get it looked at, get it documented. And if it starts to unravel a bit and get worse over time, at least you've
Yeah.
already got it on record.
Well, and you know, and usually, at least from what I see, based on conversations with my clients, as well as my own experience, having been in, you know, I was in one big car accident a couple of years ago. I can tell you that it was about 2 days later that I felt it. I didn't feel it
Yeah.
I didn't feel it
Yeah.
that night. I didn't feel it the next day. It was 2 days later where all of a sudden you go, whoa.
Yeah, I don't think anybody feels it on the scene. They're just,
Yeah.
adrenaline's going,
Exactly.
everything's feeling good for a bit, where you're just kind of amped up and
Yep.
you know, a lot going on there.
Yeah.
But as you kind of start to sit down and relax and unwind a bit, then it starts to set in for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's awesome. Those are some of the biggest questions we had.
Excellent.
So appreciate you coming on and answering
Appreciate-
those for people.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, as always, if you or anyone you know has been in a car accident, you're dealing with back, neck, joint pain, feel free to give us a call at Functional Chiropractic Rehab. We'd love to help you out. We accept all major auto insurances, and our phone number is 507-720-0302. And if you're out looking for new auto coverage, or maybe you do want to get an actual agent instead of just that 800 number, swing on by to Chris Willard's office here just next door to us. Give him a little chat and see what he can do for you.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Yeah, thank you.